Now fans, you've heard me say before that I'm going to have a different wig in every video or something like that, right? You've heard me say, oh, I'm gonna wear a different wig in every video, or I want to try as many wigs as I can, or whatever. And then you see me do the videos, and then sometimes I put the wig on twice, or I do wear the wig again. And you're like, darn, you know, I really wish that that Marco and Melina would do this, right? Like they say they're gonna wear a different wig every time. I mean, you guys don't mind. You're very supportive, and you think it's probably great, and you love the wig, even if I wear it multiple times. And the wig, I usually choose beautiful wigs to wear multiple times. But you know, you're like, why did they say? Why did Marco and Melina say they were gonna wear multiple wigs, and they didn't, right? And only one per video, right? So I am wearing one wig per video. Every video, I change the wig, darlings. Melina, Melina, da 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 da. Flag that girl, darling. She's Melina. She's so beautiful, darling. Now, guys, just remember this, all right? You might be going through your videos and thinking, these are really, really good. I really like them. And you're being bullied and people are treating you badly and saying, oh, you're not good or this and that. Trust me, guys, you get very shocked at people saying that because you think you're good, right? And some people will take it and think, I gotta give up. All these people are saying negative things. Maybe I'm not worth anything. And then some people are like, well, I'm gonna fight through it. I'm gonna really try. So remember, guys, even me, like now that I'm getting more attention and doing really well, I'm not famous, I'm not even close to being famous, but I'm doing much better, I'm very up and coming. So people are starting to be like, okay, we can't just say to Melina and Marco that we're not going to subscribe or whatever. People just more or less subscribe now, whereas before it was like a big to-do about subscribing and unsubscribing. And like I said, guys, it's not like I did anything. I was always good, I was always nice, I was really great, I was treating people well, I was really talented, I was amazing. But it's just that people are like that, right? When people are up and coming, people get defensive, people have a hard time, people get nervous, people want to treat them like trash so that they think they're no good. So if you are out there and you're doing videos and you think they're so good, why am I getting harassed? Why is this person bullying me? I actually had somebody bullying me for like 7 years on my platform, and they're gone now, and they were really nice to me at first because I had a risque channel. And then I'm glad they left. I think they were really happy with me, and so they left, and I don't judge them for it, but they were bullying me for like 7 years, and I was like, darling, darling, darling. So they were telling me I was awful, they were calling me overweight, they were making fun of me, and it was like, darling. So you if you're out there and you're thinking, my God, like Marco and Melina, they're so good, they must never get made fun of, they must never, on their channel, they must never be treated badly. They must never be harassed. I'm sure they're doing well, and they're always going to do well. And I am always going to do well, but I was harassed for 7 years. And I had to deal with a bully that constantly insulted me. And then they left, and I'm very grateful. Then I had somebody else then I got all these negative comments, and I wasn't famous. So you take it to heart, right? Doesn't matter how quickly your channel's growing, or how well you're doing, you feel like, hey, maybe there's something wrong with me. I know they're constantly criticizing me, because you think to yourself, I'm good, I'm doing really well. Why would anybody insult someone that's really talented? But it's true. I've even heard people say they're literally lying to me about being unattractive just so they can feel like I feel like I'm unattractive, right? So people will flat out lie to you just so you feel unattractive and that your channel's no good, so that you give up, and then you're like them, right? You give up, and I don't judge anyone. I think haters are really good. I don't think anybody wants to be in their position. They're not doing as well, not always, but most of them are probably not doing very well. So I would hate to be in that position. So if you are out there and you think your channel's great, or you think you're gorgeous and you offer something, or you think, why is people criticizing me? Why are people criticizing me? I'm so good. It's because people will literally lie to make you feel bad about your channel so that you give up and then you don't do videos anymore and then they laugh about it, right? So push through that. You will get far. Now, as I'm getting more subscribers and people really liking me, I tend to get a lot of confidence based on the fact that people are very supportive now. And there are people that will maybe criticize me, and it's not necessarily their fault. I know you're like, well, they just criticized you and they want you to stop your channel. It's their fault. No, not necessarily. It's just the nature of getting famous. It's the nature of working towards fame. Because what happens is people have this idea in their head that if you look like you're going to be famous, but you're not, that if they criticize you, you won't be famous because you will give up, right? But once you get past that hump where you're just getting to the point where, hey, you know, I see value, people are subscribing more quickly, people really like me. So as soon as you get past that hump, you start getting more subscribers. Once you're famous, like, you know, you hear famous people always say, oh, I get bullied, or I feel bad, or I feel like no one likes me, or I was called insulted so many times, or whatever. And it's not every celebrity is the same. Some really get bothered by negative comments, and they really, really do, okay? Some are unaliving themselves because of that, okay? So don't think that every celebrity is like living large, right? And if you're making negative comments. But you know, I really feel that majority of celebrities, I'm not saying all, some are really depressed or whatever, and feel really bad about negative comments, but I'm not saying that every celebrity is like this, but I would say for the most part, once you get famous, and I don't know what fame brings, I'm not there yet, I'm not sure what fame is going to bring me, I'm not sure if it's all roses, I'm not sure what's going to happen, but I really feel that at some point, depends on how your life is too, you can have a miserable life and be rich, and people treat you badly still, even though you're rich, but anyway, I really feel that once you get past a certain point, that it's all joy and it's all fun, and you really don't have that part of yourself where it's like, oh shoot, you know, I feel bad that someone's insulting me. Now, I'm not saying all celebrities are like this. You could have a celebrity that gets bullied and they're really, really famous, but for some reason they get really bothered by it. Maybe you pick on them for something that they have that's maybe wrong with them, and they get really bothered by it, okay? So, like for me, for instance, the main comments I get is because I'm bi. People will say, and I'm not sure why they say this, maybe they don't say it for that reason, but they say I'm a Biden supporter, or they say that I'm part of the Biden government or whatever. I don't know. But I think it's because I'm bi and they think it's liberal, which I have no comments to say about politics at all. I wash my hands of it, darling. But they might say that because it's liberal, and it's like every liberal's apparently gay or bi, right? But I really, you know, that's like the worst comment I get. Sometimes people will say unalive yourself. Sometimes people will say that I'm unattractive, but it's like a total lie because I'm drop dead gorgeous. But you guys always say I'm so gorgeous. Thank you, darling. Please keep coming out to get the haters out of there. But you know, some people will say that. But the main comment I get is like, I'm part of the Biden administration, right? And like, how harmful is that really? Like, I'm not really, you know, into politics. I just really, you know, I'm very much like if we elect someone and I vote for whoever, and I don't really worry about it. And I just don't, I'm not a politics kind of person, right? Like, I'm supportive of government because we have a good life. If you have a good life. Some people don't get treated well by certain things in their life, so they take it on the government. I'm not like that, right? I'm supportive of the government because they work hard. I'm very lucky to have what I have, and I feel like the country is very well run, okay? So I don't have any problems with the government, but some people do, right? So they see me and think, oh, you must be liberal because you dress up as a girl and you're bisexual. So they think I'm bi because they think I'm supportive of the government. So it's like that's not an insult, really, you know. I mean, like if they said that I was part of the Republican governments, you know, I wouldn't take that as an insult either. I think, you know, people support what they like in government, and you have to just, and I mean, for me, the country's running smoothly in my life. That's all that really matters, right? And some of these people don't have a good life, so they take it out on the government, which I mean, it's not really the government's fault, but that's what they do, right? The government really doesn't have any say in what goes on in people's lives. But some, like I said, some people really have an unfortunate situation or are living a very bad life, unfortunately, for whatever reason. So instead of like improving their life, which some of them can't, I must say, guys, that we think our haters are like making all these comments and they've had a good run in life and they have opportunities. Some people really don't have opportunities. Some people really don't have a way to improve their life. Some people really don't have a way to ensure they've got things secured. Some people don't have a way to connect with people. Some people are alone all the time, don't have family, have no money, have no education. You know, like obviously there's certain situations where you can understand they could be ignorant towards certain subjects and certain things, right? Anyway, guys, totally enjoy the show, darling. Bye now. Bye, everyone.